Welcome to APSC Bro. Today we are going to do the analysis of last year prelims paper, that is of CCE 2020. As you know, the notifications for this year, that is CCE 2022, is out. It's a huge opportunity for all the aspirants because as many as 793 vacancies are there, over 26 services. So it's time for you to prepare a strategy, work hard, make the optimum use of your time so that you can make it up to the final level. Okay, though the last date of application, which was initially said to be 26/1/2023, has been deferred till further notification, yet the exam of prelims for APSC 2022 will be around March-April. So it's high time for you to start your preparation with full speed and full dedication. While starting your preparation, the best way to prepare is to look at what are the important topics which has been asked in the previous year papers. What was the weightage of various subjects? Though it may not be replicated as it is in this year, but yet it will give you an idea how to strategize your study. Okay. First of all, let us have a subject-wise weightage of the GS1 paper of last year. Okay. আমি যদি চাওঁ আমাৰ পলিটিত 10টা কোৱেশ্চন আহিছিলে, ইকনমিক এটা, জিঅ'গ্ৰাফিত 15টা, ইণ্ডিয়ান হিষ্ট্ৰীত 10টা, আসাম হিষ্ট্ৰীত 9টা, আসাম জিকে 12টা, সায়েন্স এণ্ড টেকনলজিৰ পৰা 11টা, কাৰেণ্ট এফেয়াৰ্ছ বা জেনেৰেল নলেজ ৰিলেটেড কুৱেশ্যনছ 25টা আৰু এনভাইৰনমেণ্ট ৰিলেটেড কুৱেশ্যন 7টা। ইয়াৰ ভিতৰত যদি আমি চাওঁ, চাবলগীয়া বস্তু এইটো হ'ব যে ইকনমিত বহুত কম কুৱেশ্যন আহিছিলে। There was just one question which came from economy. Usually economy weightage to at least 4-5 questions to thake. Bank rate opor hudibo pare, repo rate ba jikono macroeconomics or topic opor ba last year budget ba economic survey opor usually question hudha jay. Ekhon paper economy weightage to olop kom asile. Etu karone hoy karon economy usually question bilak current affairs related hoy. To jikono eta jodi scheme ahise government or ba kiba policy eta ahise hetu ami কাৰেণ্ট এফেয়াৰ্ছ বা জিকে কলমত ধৰি থৈছোঁ। সেইকাৰণে ইকনমি ৱেটেজটো অকণমান কম আহিছে, বাট নেভাৰডলেছ ইকনমিটো বহুত ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট ছাবজেক্ট হয়, ইয়াক ইগন'ৰ একদম কৰিব নোৱাৰি। নেক্সট ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট থিং, কাৰেণ্ট এফেয়াৰ্ছ আৰু জিকেৰ পৰা 25টা কুৱেশ্যন আহিছিলে, ডেট ইজ 1/4 অফ দ্য পেপাৰ ৱাজ ফ্ৰম কাৰেণ্ট এফেয়াৰ্ছ এণ্ড জিকে, এণ্ড দিছ শ্ব'জ হাউ ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট দিছ টপিক ইজ। চ' লাষ্ট 12 মাহৰ এটলিষ্ট কাৰেণ্ট এফেয়াৰ্ছ আপোনালোকে কৰিব। যিকোনো এখন ভাল ষ্টেটিক জিকে, লুচেণ্ট জিকে বা যিকোনো এখন কিতাপৰ পৰা ষ্টেটিক জেনেৰেল নলেজৰ কুৱেশ্যনছ প্ৰেক্টিছ কৰিবই কৰিব। নেক্সট ইম্পৰ্টেণ্টটো হৈছে জিঅ'গ্ৰাফীৰ পৰা 15টা কুৱেশ্যন আহিছিলে। আছাম আৰু ইণ্ডিয়ান জিঅ'গ্ৰাফী মিলাই 15টা কুৱেশ্যন আহিছিলে, গতিকে জিঅ'গ্ৰাফী ৱেটেজটো বহুখিনি আছিলে লাষ্ট ইয়েৰ পেপাৰ। আৰু এটা বহুত ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট কথা আপোনালোকে নোট কৰক, অসমৰ পৰা 25টা কুৱেশ্যন আহিছিলে। অসম হিষ্ট্ৰী হওক, অসম জিঅ'গ্ৰাফী হওক বা যিকোনো অসম ৰিলেটেড জেনেৰেল নলেজ বেছ কুৱেশ্যন বা হিষ্ট্ৰী বেছ কুৱেশ্যন টোটেল আহিছিলে 25টা। একে 1/4 অফ দ্য পেপাৰ কেম ফ্ৰম আছাম। ডেট ইজ ৱাই টু প্ৰিপেয়াৰ কুৱেশ্যনছ ফ্ৰম আছাম ইজ ভেৰি ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট when you are preparing for civil services conducted by APSC. Okay, so this is the broad weightage of subject wise of the previous year paper. এতিয়া আমি এটা সাবজেক্টত কেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ কুৱেশ্যন আহিছিলে, কেনেকুৱা টপিকছবিলাক সুধিছিলে, এইটো আমি ডিছকাছ কৰিম। প্ৰথম আমি যাওঁ পলিটিলে। আপুনি যদি চাই পলিটিত 2টা কুৱেশ্যন আহিছিলে আৰ্টিকেল বেছ কুৱেশ্যন। এভৰি ইয়াৰ ইউ উইল গেট চাম কুৱেশ্যনছ বেছড অন আৰ্টিকলছ ফ্ৰম পলিটি, এটলিষ্ট 1 or 2. That is why the articles are very important. We have made a video on the important articles from which usually frequently questions are asked in GS1 paper. হেতুৰ ভিডিঅ'টোৰ লিংক আমি আমাৰ ডেছক্ৰিপশ্যন বক্সত দি দিম, আপোনালোকে সেই ভিডিঅ'টো চাই ল'ব। আমি যোনকেইটা আটাইতকৈ ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট আৰ্টিকলছ সেইকেইটা পিক আউট কৰিছোঁ, পাৰিলে বাই হাৰ্ট কৰিব, নহ'লে 2-3বাৰ ভিডিঅ'টো চাই দিলেও আপোনালোকৰ মোটামুটি মনত ৰৈ যাব। নেক্সট ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট ইনফাৰেঞ্চ that we can gather from this paper was that পলিটিত ৰিপিটেড টপিকছৰ পৰাই কুৱেশ্যন সুধিছিলে। প্ৰত্যেক বছৰে আমি শ্বিডিউলছ বা ফাণ্ডামেণ্টেল ৰাইটছ এইবিলাকৰ পৰা কুৱেশ্যন পাওঁৱেই। এইটো কোনটো শ্বিডিউলত আছে, এইটো আমুকটো শ্বিডিউলত কি আছে, এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ কুৱেশ্যন, বা ফাণ্ডামেণ্টেল ৰাইটছৰ আৰ্টিকলছবিলাকৰ ওপৰত কি আৰ্টিকল 17 কি কয়, বা ৰাইট টু ইকুৱেলিটি কোনটো আৰ্টিকলত আছে, এনেকুৱা কুৱেশ্যন সদায় আহে আৰু এইবাৰ সোধা গৈছে। চ'ৰ্চেছ অফ কনষ্টিটিউশ্যন, আমুকটো ফিচাৰ ক'ৰ পৰা লোৱা হৈছে, ফাণ্ডামেণ্টেল ৰাইটছটো কোনখন কনষ্টিটিউশ্যনৰ পৰা ধাৰ কৰা হৈছে, ফাণ্ডামেণ্টেল ডিউটি কোনখনৰ পৰা লোৱা হৈছে বা পাৰ্লিয়ামেণ্টাৰী ছিষ্টেমটো কোনখন কাণ্ট্ৰিৰ কনষ্টিটিউশ্যনৰ পৰা লোৱা হৈছে, এইটো কুৱেশ্যন প্ৰায়ে সোধা হয়। নেক্সট আৰ্টিকল 368, ডেট ইজ এমেণ্ডমেণ্ট অফ দ্য কনষ্টিটিউশ্যন। কোন ধৰণৰ এমেণ্ডমেণ্ট কৰিবলৈ কোনটো প্ৰচিডিঅ'ৰ ইউজ কৰে, কোনটোত চিম্পল মেজৰিটি লাগে, কোনটোত 2/3 মেজৰিটি লাগে, কোনটোত ষ্টেটৰো থাকে, সেইবিলাক বস্তু বহুত ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট আৰু প্ৰত্যেক বছৰে সোধা হয়। পঞ্চায়তী ৰাজৰ কুৱেশ্যন, বলৱান ৰায় কমিটি, অশোক মেহতা কমিটি বা কেইটা ভাগত ভাগ কৰা হৈছে পঞ্চায়তী ৰাজ ছিষ্টেম, এইবিলাক কুৱেশ্যন সদায় সোধা হয়। তো ইয়াৰ পৰা আমি এটা বস্তু ক'ব পাৰিম যে কুৱেশ্যনছ ৱেৰ প্ৰেডিক্টেবল because the questions were asked from topics from which every year questions are asked. So if you have a decent amount of preparation, and because polity subject is limited, it's not very broad, so we can at least attempt 8 to 9 questions from the 10 questions that were asked from polity. That were the inferences that we can draw from the last year paper. Next আমি যদি ইকনমিক্স চাওঁ, আমি আগতে কৈছোঁ সাৰপ্ৰাইজিংলি কম কুৱেশ্যন সোধা গৈছিলে, কিন্তু এইটো মিনিং একদম নহয় কি ইকনমি ইম্পৰ্টেঞ্চ নাই। ইকনমিত এটলিষ্ট 5 to 6 কুৱেশ্যন সোধাই হয় প্ৰত্যেক বছৰে। কাৰেণ্ট এফেয়াৰ্ছ বেছড, বাজেট বেছড বা কোনোবা স্কিম বা পলিচি গভৰ্ণমেণ্টৰ, তাৰ ওপৰত কুৱেশ্যন সদায় সোধা হয়। নেক্সট আমি আহোঁ ইণ্ডিয়ান হিষ্ট্ৰীলৈ। ফ্ৰম ইণ্ডিয়ান হিষ্ট্ৰী there were total 10 questions asked, and surprisingly 9 out of these 10 questions were from modern history. Modern history মানে after the advent of Europeans into the Indian soil, mostly from Indian freedom struggle. So modern Indian history is very important. You can leave out some topics from ancient or medieval Indian history, but from modern Indian history, that is from the freedom struggle, you cannot ignore the important topics, because most of the questions from Indian history will come from the Indian freedom struggle. Otherwise from ancient Indian history or medieval Indian history पर बहुत क्वेश्चन हुआ है. Usually Indus Valley civilization, Rigvedic society, Ashokan time, Mauryan time, এইবিলাকৰ পৰা क्वेश्चन हुआ है. बुद्धिज्म, जैनिज्म, সেইবিলাকো ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট, কিন্তু বেছিকৈ ষ্ট্ৰেছ দিব ইণ্ডিয়ান ফ্ৰীডম ষ্ট্ৰাগলৰ ওপৰত। নেক্সট আহোঁ আছাম হিষ্ট্ৰীলৈ। 9 questions were asked from Assam history, and majority was from Ahom history. 1 question was asked from Koch dynasty and 1 from Assam freedom struggle. So out of 9, 7 questions were from Ahom history, and this shows the importance of Ahom history from exam point of view. In this channel, if you go through the Assam history playlist, you'll get separate videos for both ancient Assam history, medieval Assam history. Medieval Assam history also you'll get separate videos for Koch dynasty, Chutiya and Kachari dynasty, Ahom dynasty, and those videos are more or less sufficient to kickstart your preparation for the CCE 2022. I have discussed in detail all the small MCQ based facts that can be asked. Chronologically, I have explained the Assam history. Please go through that video, it will help you a lot. So the next subject is science and technology. Now in previous videos that we have done on analysis of papers, you see science and technology has a good weightage. Even in this paper, you see science and technology had 11 questions. Now what kind of questions were asked? Mostly basic concepts of physics, chemistry, biology were asked. Now when I'm saying basic concepts, it's like definition based questions. Like there was a question on viscosity, there was a question on capillarity, there was a question on monocot, dicot, there was a question on acceleration. So the basic concepts, definition based or trivia based. Some trivia based questions like what is the material of the filament of a bulb, what is the constituents of biogas, that kind of questions were asked. Again, science and technology, if you see the various papers, and even in this paper you see science and technology, some questions are current affairs based. Now because there was COVID at that time, so some questions were asked on COVID-19. Now if there is any new advancement in defense sector, if there is new advancement in the nuclear sector, then those questions will be asked. Now next subject is current affairs and GK. We have already said one of the most important part of the GS1 paper. You see 1/4 of the questions, that is 25 questions, came from current affairs and GK, and it is one subject which the aspirants are usually very much confused, and it finds very difficulty as how to prepare this current affairs and GK. We'll be doing a separate video for this, but for now, see in this paper, the last year prelims paper, you see repeated topics were asked. Like every year you get questions from committees, like what are the recent committees that were formed. Now there was a question on last year on the 7-member committee which was formed in Assam in order to tackle the economic problems that were created due to COVID-19. So any committee that has come up in the last 12 months is important. There was a question on Nobel Awards. Now, usually in APSC, you'll get questions like this. Last year, it was asked who got the Nobel Award for Literature in 2020. Right? So, Nobel Awards, winners of various tournaments, tennis tournaments, World Cups, these are important. Next, government schemes. Now, the various government schemes that has been implemented or brought into action by government in the last 12 months is important. 3 questions were asked from COVID-19. Because COVID-19 was in full swing during that time, so 3 questions were asked on COVID-19, like which was the biggest vaccine manufacturer by volume, name the clinical procedure in which blood is transfused from recovered COVID-19 patients. So questions were asked. So this gives you an insight that the hot topics of that period of time is very important for this current affairs and GK. So screen out the important topics that have acquired the headlines in the last 12 months and prepare MCQs that can come out from those topics. Okay. Likewise, you can prepare for current affairs and GK. We'll be doing a separate video for this. Okay. Next important subject is the environment. Okay. You see, again from environment there were repeated topics like the conventions, like there was a question regarding Cartagena Protocol. Yes, Nagoya Protocol. So there were multiple questions from conventions, environmental conventions. So it is always advisable for an aspirant to prepare a note on all the important environmental conventions and protocols that had been recorded till now in history. Okay. Questions are repeatedly asked from biodiversity. Like there was a question on which site from Assam is a biodiversity hotspot or the world UNESCO heritage site. So these are some topics from which questions are usually asked. So it is always advisable to make notes of all these topics. Okay. Another important subject on which we have not dealt till now is the geography. So you see there were 15 questions that were asked from geography. And out of that 15 questions, 4 questions were from Assam. 4 questions were from Assam. That means 11 questions were from Indian geography. Now, out of these 15 questions, boundary-based questions were 2, culture-based 2, like there was question from regarding some tribes, some regarding certain festivals or dances. So there are 2 questions from culture. Map-based question 2, and questions like largest continent, largest river, smallest, this kind of trivia based question were 3 questions were asked. So you see, every year whenever there will be questions from geography, there is a high probability that questions will be either asked regarding boundary. In one of our videos we have discussed like with whom the India shares international boundaries, which is the largest boundary, which is the smallest. This kind of questions are usually asked. Which states Assam shares their boundary with, right? Regarding culture, more of the festivals of Northeast, the dances of Northeast is a very important, the tribes of Northeast. Map-based questions can be asked. Usually in UPSC also you will see a lot of map-based questions. And regarding this you will see mostly in APSC regarding the largest, smallest and this kind of trivia-based geography questions. So these are certain topics on which usually questions are asked. So in this video, what we have tried to do is we have analyzed the last year paper and tried to see if there is repetitions. And yes, we can see that lot of topics are repeated from the previous year papers. So in a way, the last year paper was not very tough. If you have a decent amount of preparation, if you have made a good strategy and you have seen what are the important topics from previous year papers, you can attempt most of the questions. Okay, so this year, how to prepare your strategy, how to take your preparation, we'll be doing separate videos on that. Stay tuned to our channel. We'll be doing subject-wise videos. Like and subscribe the channel. Keep following. See our videos. Will help you in your preparation and make your dream come true. Thank you so much. Keep following.